Right, hi, this is Brian Brew, how are all you? And today we're doing a video to explain why I've not been doing any videos. My computer continuously keeps overheating. So what we're going to do is we have got ourselves a new water cooling kit and we're going to get that installed. But before we do that, we are going to have a quick look at a couple of tools and see if we can see how things are just now. So my computer's idle just now. It's a Intel i7-950 which is connected via the LGA1366. You can see I'm doing nothing here. The machine is idle. It should be idle. As close as idle as you want. As close to idle as you can get. And 51 degrees. So the problem I've got is whenever I render any videos, the temperature increases to the extent that it's no longer safe to run the machine. It's I've set it to cut out at 90 degrees. I refuse to let it go any higher than that. And the reality is when I first got this machine, it used to sit idle at 26 degrees. So something's worn out. My instincts are that it's the fan. It reports an okay RPM. But I don't think it's just cutting the grain anymore. It's not able to get the cool the CPU quick enough. So we are going to shut down the machine and we are going to then show you the cooler that we've got, and we'll we'll go over the process of installing that cooler, and then we'll come back to benchmarking it and seeing how it does. Hopefully it all goes well and we'll be coming to you with a new video. Alright, so we'll jump into the next step and we'll see you in a minute. Right, so here we have the Corsair H55. This is the cooler I've selected to do the job of cooling down my machine. So we'll get this opened up and see what we've got inside it. Right, so we've removed the wrapper. So let's go ahead and open it. Right. So here we have our radiator with the hose assembly, which is pre-filled. So that's got a good bit of length to it. Let's move this box along here. That's our radiator and heatsink assembly, which is pre-lubed. And apparently that fits right onto my processor socket. And then we have a 120mm fan here with a bracket, which I will try to dig out. That's held in there. So let's get it out and look at the parts. So we've unpacked everything on the bench here. We've got a radiator with the two hoses going into the part that will do all of the extraction of heat from the processor. And we've got 120mm fan here, which according to the instructions they say it's best used as an air intake rather than taking air out of the system. So as you can see, I've already went ahead and I've removed my chassis fan and I've taken off the heatsink. Now when I was removing this, these stock ones can be quite fidgety, but this was actually not seated correctly on the processor, so that would definitely explain why it was overheating. But we've got it off now, so we might as well go ahead and replace it. So we will continue with that. We'll now take off the other panel on the case and we'll get access to the back and see if we can get this fitted without removing the board. So we have now removed the board from inside the case, which was a pain in the ass. Unfortunately I couldn't remove it or gain access. Normally in some of these cases you have this sort of area here is exposed on the other side, and you can then clip on any additional thing you need to do, but this is completely blocked off, so everything's disconnected. We're now going to turn this over on its other side and we will then fit the backing for the water cooling system and then we'll get it mounted. Right, so you see this is the back of the motherboard. This is where this is going to go. So the next thing we've got is the actual backing plate itself. Now each of the holes has a number associated with it. I don't know if you can see that, but in this top corner here there's a small, come on camera, do your job, come on, zoom, focus. Nope, there's a small 1366 there. So basically what we're doing is we're getting the little eyepiece here, and then we're going to slot that into the top right hole. If you hold it up the right way. Okay, and we're going to put one in there. And we've got to get it lined up so that it goes all the way in. That's totally not working. Right, so let's jump on to the next point. So that's basically going to be sitting in the back there. Sorry, like that. And then when we turn it over, we then mount the cooler to it. So as you can see, we have mounted the main board back into the case. And we now have the 4 holes showing, ready to accept the new cooler. So the next thing we're going to do is reconnect all the connections to the board. Reconnect the power, and then we'll fit the radiator, etc, etc. We'll come back when there's something. Okay, so we're now at a point where we're connecting the retention ring, which involves connecting 3 components. We've got this little guy here, this little guy here, and then it's all brought together with this screw, which you'll screw it from the top down, and that'll go into, that'll fasten the cooler into place. So they are pretty fidgety, and the instructions aren't really specific about what way up the thing should be, but just at the very last second I was able to see that was going down, and you can see that they are going down as well, so that was how we overcome that. So another thing as well, but it doesn't really tell you what way this goes on, especially the part at the bottom here. The way that it should go on is with this kind of pattern facing down the way, so it's kind of like that part, the sort of pattern is down the way. So I'll see if I can do this now while I'm holding the phone. Okay, so we have to put that in there. Okay, so we've got, again, we've got a clip in the top, part at the bottom, and it's all brought together by putting a screw in. That just clicks into place, and that's now ready to go. So this bit's going to go on top, and it's going to capture the hoses, and that's what will fix it into place when we screw it down tight. Right, on to the next part. Okay, so we have mounted the assembly and the actual pump, I think it's called the pump head, sorry. We've attached it on there. You can see the paste's already on there. What I'm doing to make this easier for me, what I've done is I've put 2 screws on to the fan already to hold it in place. And we'll use the other 2 holes to get the radiator positioned and screwed in, and then we'll just swap them around. Should make the job a bit easier, and then we'll come back to finally finishing the job off with putting in the pump head onto the CPU unit, clean that off as well, and then we'll install the graphics card as well. Right, so we have fitted the radiator. What I decided to do was just leave 2 screws in and 2 screws fitting the radiator, but it's quite sturdy. And we have fitted the pump to the backing plate. Do the top left first, bottom right, top right, and that just helps to make sure. Don't tighten them up. What I've done was there was about 3 or 4 passes. Just threaded the first one, threaded the bottom, because this one here got stuck, so I had to, luckily if I'd have tightened it all up it would have been probably a bit of a mess. So just threaded them all, and then went back through, tightened them all up a bit further, tightened them up again, and they will only go so far with because you can tighten them up by hand, but you finish them off with the screwdriver, and don't do it too tight, but just make sure you're getting a good connection. So pretty much it's just a case of reinstalling my graphics card, and then see what happens. Right, so there we go, not for the faint-hearted. That's the radiator installed, the pump assembly installed, graphics card back in, all the connections, hard drives all connected. So one last thing to do, which is flick on the isolator at the side and see if we've got power. We have. Now let's just turn this on. Okay. Wait for a beep. There's a beep. There we go, and turn it off. And that beep just tells us it's past the post. and that fan sounded a bit rattly, so we'll look into that. Okay, so we'll put the computer back together again, and what we're doing now is we are rendering a video, which I've not been able to do for some time. Now normally when I'm doing that, my CPU temperature would shoot up to the low to medium sort of 80s. As you can see now, machines, this is literally, it's the first time it's been over 55 degrees. On idle it's sitting in the low 30s, sometimes get under 30. So water cooler, it's a bit of work to get it installed, but once it's done it's definitely worth it. My machine has not been this cold in a long time. Only issue that I had after the last video was that the 150mm fan on the side of my case wouldn't fit, so we had to remove that. So there's a nice sort of aura of hot air coming out of there, so we need to do something about that. Go ahead and fire this up. Right, front fan's stuck for some reason. Why are you stuck? That's not good. So last video, fan at the front wasn't spinning, this one, because it was rubbing off the pipes, or the pipes were stopping it from moving. So what we've done now is we've created a wee assembly of clips here to pull the hoses up out the road, making sure that we're not tensioning them too much, and that seems to be doing the job. So we'll have one last power on and make sure we're good to go. So hopefully this is the last time we need to do this. Power on, power, let's go. Okay, fan's working, and the fan at the back is working, so we should be getting this hot air coming out the front here. Right, looks like we're into a winner, so we've got the post, it's booting up, so we'll just go ahead and get it rigged back up, see where we are. Very happy with the results, so I'll leave this video here. If you guys enjoy watching this video, drop us a like, leave us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see future videos on the channel, which you will do now, don't forget to subscribe. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers, bye.